Welcome, everybody, to Catfish Weekly, presented by Whiskerware Apparel, along with Chuck Davis and Doc Lang. I'm Lyle Stokes. We got a pretty good show coming up tonight, boys. We got Randall Gengenbacher with the Quincy chapter of the Fishing for Freedom. That ought to be really exciting. They got their big event coming up the first weekend in June. That's always our favorite tournament of the year. Get to take these military guys and gals out and go fishing, and it's just a blast. So we'll get him in here in just a few minutes and get everything going. How you boys doing tonight?
Oh, I got a head cold, but I'm not doing too bad. It's 60 degrees here in Ohio. How far behind am I on you there, Mr. Alabama?
We was near 70 today.
Really?
It's I don't know, I'm trying to find it here. It's 62 now.
But it's raining. It's raining here now.
Yeah, it was raining most of the day, off and on today, sprinkling and stuff. It didn't get too bad.
We didn't have any of that. I'm glad. Of course, I didn't get outside either, so it didn't really matter.
And your shoulder's doing good, Lyle?
It's doing really good. I got the greatest doctor in the world, Dr. Matthew Smith. He takes really good care of me. And, you know, you guys know as well as most people that whenever we go someplace, we always run into people that either know us from the show or from fishing tournaments or events that we go to throughout the year. And all my doctors and stuff over there, they know what Cindy and I do, and they always visit about it. But I had this really nice young nurse over. Her name was Rachel Janis, and she got to telling me about her daughter. Now, she's got a real young daughter, and I don't know how old she is, but she's 6, 7, 8 years old, somewhere along in there. And she showed me this picture of this little girl with this great big old channel cat. I was as proud of that little girl as her mother was. And she just went on about how this little girl loves to catfish. And to me, that was the highlight of being there, was to get to see these pictures of these kids who can fish. And her mother's proud of her, and I'm sure her dad is. And you know, they don't fish tournaments; they just go out and fun fish, and that's just as good. But the fish was half the size she was, so it was really a neat deal to visit with them about that. And she took really good care of me over there. But everybody did, and I got home, and Cindy's making sure that everything's good with me here, and we're doing all right, staying on some pain pills, but I've slacked up on them. So in a week or two, we'll be back pretty much to normal. And as long as I don't overdo it, should be good to go.
Yep, good deal.
So we got a bunch of stuff coming up here in the next few weeks, guys. We got several good guests coming on. Steve Douglas is supposed to be with us again next week, and that'll be the final show that we do with Steve before the Catfish Conference. And I hope you guys are as excited about getting down there as I am. That's going to be a really cool event.
Yeah, I am really looking forward to it.
Me too. Chuck and I are still trying to figure out how we can go back there and watch them seminars, ain't we, Chuck?
Yeah, but it's going to be we're going to have to try to get a camera back there or something.
Pipe them up to us.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure something out. Because we missed them. We didn't get to see them for over a month last time. We had to wait till Douglas posted them to be able to watch them. But
I tell you, though, Chuck, I can only imagine how much Steve's got going on right now. And all the people, the people down at Jeff Jones and Hervey that helps him with all that stuff, them guys have been working all year to get this thing ready to go. So I know that they're really, really busy. But he posted them up, and I'm telling you, from the time they hit there, I never stopped watching them until I seen every one of them. And it'll be the same way this year. You know what I mean? We're all excited about it. And Doc, I assume that you have everything ready to go with yours.
Yeah, I'm getting her there. I've been working on it pretty good for almost a month. And hopefully we're going to try something down there. I'm going to try to do a live presentation. Now, I've got my PowerPoint as a backup. But what we're going to try to do is put a camera. I'm going to have my Lowrance down there. And I'm going to try to step through some of the windows that guys are having, because I've been getting emails from guys saying, you know, can you show me how to do this? Can you show me how to do that? So I'm going to try to do a live presentation with the camera looking at the screen, and I'm going to walk people through it right there at the seminar.
That would be outstanding.
Because you can use a simulator on the Lowrance, and you can change all the settings and do everything as if you're right on the water. So
yeah, I think they're all like that, and that's really cool. If you're able to do that, them guys can ask you a question on how to do something, and you can say, well, this is how you do it, and show them right there live time in speed. And then when they get home, if they forget about it, once them are posted, they can go back and say, okay, here's how you done that. I got it.
Yeah, I thought that would be a little bit better than static pictures. But if it doesn't work out, I've got the static pictures to back it up. So.
Well, the thing that we've talked about several times that is the impressive part to me is the information that you're going to be talking about will work. Most of it will work on Lowrance, Humminbird, or whatever it is.
Yeah, any depth finder out there. Yeah, they're all about the same.
It's good knowledge that everybody, if they don't know, they should know. And that's going to be something that everybody will have an interest in, along with what the other guys have got to say too, because I can't imagine not wanting to see Jason Bridges and Joe Lucky and all them guys. It's just going to Jim Patterson. I mean, my gosh, if Jim Patterson's in the building, you better be there listening. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care what he's talking about. He don't even have to be talking about catfishing. If he's talking, you better be paying attention.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is. Another thing I want to go over before we get started here, Randall will be joining us here in just a few minutes. Boys, check this stuff out. Survivor high-speed water system. This is the coolest thing that you can put on your boat. It's simple to do. Save your fish for long rides. It's a really awesome deal. You need to check them out if you haven't already. It's really neat. So, Chuck, what do you got going on down there? We've been missing you quite a little bit here lately.
Oh yeah, I've got a lot going on with work and some family issues and stuff, but hopefully I'll be on the water here pretty soon.
So you haven't been fishing?
No, I haven't been any. I get to look at the lake. That's about it. I'll get up in the morning and just look at it.
At least you're
on. Got to hurry and get in the truck. Yeah, I got to hurry and get in the truck and leave so I won't miss work.
Yeah. I can understand. I understand completely how that is. But you get things lined out here before long. You and Tony will be on them fish and tearing them up. You'll be back at it. It won't take too long.
Oh yeah, it'll be good. I've got some fishing equipment I've had for a few months. I haven't even tried out yet. So I'm ready to
I got to ask you guys, we're talking about the Survivor system. I haven't had a chance to put mine on the boat with all the shoulder stuff going on. Have either one of you two had a chance to get them on there yet?
No, not yet. I'm going to put mine on this weekend, though.
No, I haven't. Cool. I didn't even have a chance to talk to him yet. So
he mentioned that, and I told him he's working a lot.
Yeah. So I don't know if he sent them because he's got to know what kind of boat I have and everything before he sends it. So I'm sure he hasn't sent anything yet.
Well, no, that's my fault then, because I thought you told me you'd already got yours. So
no, I hadn't got mine yet.
Okay, you need to send him a message then, tell him I'm confused. And he'll know that instantly because I was mistaken about that. But yeah, get a hold of him, tell him what kind of boat you got and what kind of intake you got on the back there, and he'll hook you right up.
Yeah, I've got his phone number and stuff. I just need to remember to try to call him.
Yeah, that's a really cool deal. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to see it work and try to do some video of it and see how the water keeps pumping up through there. Because, like I said, earlier shows, I'm the world's worst for getting to turn that pump off going down the water. And if it's not getting water, it's got to be hard on the pump. So I'm really wound up about it. So,
hey, before you bring Randall in here, let me jump in here. There is another benefit tournament this coming weekend on Saturday down at Safety Harbor and on Wilson Lake. Cad Daly is putting this on, and this is all the proceeds are going to Bink. Again, $50 a boat, 3 fish limit, they're fishing for plaques 1st through 3rd, and he said he had auction items that that they're going to raffle off or whatever. I don't know how all he's going to do his, but that's this coming weekend. That'll be on the 11th, and that's Safety Harbor. That's where they're launching from. That's at Wilson Lake. Is that below the dam?
Yes.
Okay, that's that big marina right there that's off 75 or something like that.
Yeah, right when you're when you're coming back from going from one state park to the other, right when you cross the bridge, there's that little building where you sign in for the cabins.
Yeah.
Okay, right there. There's a right turn, and it goes down there where the fishing platform and stuff is. When you get down to where all the transfer equipment and everything is, instead of running straight off to where you park to go to the platform, you make a left, and it goes down to a small little harbor, a nice little boat ramp, plenty of boat parking. You put in like a small little slough where you're not in the current or anything. So
yeah.
I think
when I fished there, I went up in there and got bait into that thing.
A bitty opening to get in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doc, Claude wants to know if he sent you those screenshots that you wanted.
Yes. Claude Reynolds. Yeah.
Yeah. He typed in a message. Claude hadn't been on for a week or so, he doesn't realize maybe that you're watching the YouTube thing, and Chuck and I are trying to maintain the other deals. And I was telling somebody about this the other day, and they say, "How do you do that?" I said, "Well, I'll try to watch the Catfish Weekly chat. Doc watches the YouTube chat, and then Chuck helps whichever one of us he's on the page with, and we all get messages through Facebook throughout the whole show. And it is a little testy trying to keep all that up straight. Hey, Randall, how's it going?
Not too bad, Lyle. How are you?
Not too bad. It was just a few minutes ago we was going over what I had done to my shoulder, and little do them guys know that you went over some major stuff on a knee operation just a week or so ago too.
Yes, I did.
How you feeling tonight?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. I got a little nap in from this afternoon and a nice good hot shower, and I feel pretty good.
I understand completely how that works. We want to talk about Fishing for Freedom. That is the most exciting tournament of the year for us. We have such a great time up there, and if you want to tell us a little bit about it, I forgot how many soldiers and boaters was there the last couple of years, but it's been a great event. We just had so much fun up there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, last year I believe it was, and don't quote me on this because I might be a little wrong, but I want to say we put 224 veterans on the water last year. Biggest number we've had so far, biggest turnout. And every year we just keep getting bigger. Right.
Well, and they're not just veterans. Some of them are active duty. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's right. Well, we call them warriors. Actually, we don't really deviate from where they're active or they're veterans. We just call them all warriors because in our eyes they're warriors. So
they're heroes.
That's right.
They're heroes.
But this year, as of this morning, we had I believe it was 84 warriors and 26 boaters signed up already. And we are only, 6 days into registration,
That sounds right.
So, that's 84 warriors already, in 6 days.
That's outstanding. But before we go any further, right now, if you would tell everybody how to sign up for this event, and then we'll do it again at the end of your segment. That way, everybody can get involved. If they want to involve with it, we want to make sure they have the ability to do it. Tell them your websites and all the information.
Okay, well, you know what? First and foremost, if anybody is looking for information, if they've never heard of Fishing for Freedom, they can actually visit our website at www.fishingforfreedomquincy.org, and that's Quincy is Quincy, And we've got a lot of information on there. You can register as a warrior. You can register as a boater. If you want to come volunteer, we have a place that you can register so we know you're coming and when you're available. So there's a lot of information on our website, and that's a great place to start.
Absolutely, absolutely. These guys, I'm telling you, you'll never do anything in the fishing industry that's more rewarding than getting to take them boys out. We took our major out last year. Cindy and I did, and he had never fished before. As I understood it, he'd never fished before, never caught a fish before, and we had the greatest time with him. It was just really an outstanding thing, and that was our third or fourth year. And every time it's more fun than it was the last.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's the thing, is that we're always trying to improve our event. It's always a work in progress, just like any big event. So, and so I mean, it's we try to make little subtle changes here and there, but everybody likes the way that we run the event and the way that it's set up. We might have some quirks here and there from year to year, but we try our best.
Absolutely. Now, it's not just about fishing. You guys take these guys out and do a lot of other stuff too. Would you go into some of that for us?
Oh yeah, I mean, this basically has all gotten started because these men and women, they give a lot of time up and a lot of weekends to protect our country and provide the service that they do. And this is just one way for us just to give back to them. So basically, we kind of start with Friday night. It's a whole weekend. We go from Friday night to Sunday afternoon. And so Friday night, we start off with a fish fry, and we do we have trap shooting available. We actually had last year, for first time that last year, we did a bow shoot with some of the guys that wanted to go out and shoot bows. So we did that right there where we did the fish fry. But it's just kind of a meet and greet, a chance to get guys together, and maybe they'll talk old times or whatever, but a chance for people to meet new other new people and just have a good time on that Friday night. A lot of people get up Saturday morning, and if they know who their boater is, they may go out and do some pre-fishing, try to get ready for that tournament on Sunday. But they have that opportunity to do that pre-fishing all day on Saturday. Saturday night, we have our what we call our Heroes Banquet. It's a sit-down dinner. We usually serve around 800 people or so that night. But it's a nice little dinner. We have a live and silent auction, and then we've got a few other things here and there that we do that night too. So. And then Sunday morning is the fishing tournament. Fishing tournament starts at 6 a.m. They're off the water by noon for the weigh-ins, and it's a good time.
It really is, and like I say, it's so much fun. It's unbelievable. Now, Chuck and I have talked about him coming up here for a long time, and there may be a chance that he gets to do that this year. So I'm going to let him go ahead and ask you a bunch of stuff. Chuck is ex-military guy, and he fishes with a guy that spent 25 years in the military. So they make a really outstanding team and good people, and I'm quite sure that Chuck's got some questions he'll need answered.
Well, that sounds great. And Chuck, I hope that you can get up here for this event, because I think you'll be impressed and you'll like it.
Do you have a schedule somewhere that we can go and view it, that I can share with my buddy?
As far as an itinerary for the weekend?
Yes.
I don't know if we have one on the website. I don't. I'll be honest. I don't recall if we do. But I can get you one, and I can get you about any information that you want. If it's not on the website, we can surely get it to you or to anyone else who might have questions.
Okay. Yeah, we're still in the the stage where we're trying to get it planned and everything. And the more information we got, then we'll know what kind of time we need to, for travel and all that good stuff.
Well, I can tell you right now, registration opens on Friday night at 4:00, and weigh-ins begin at noon on Sunday. So if you're in Quincy by 4 o'clock on Friday, or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, whatever time you can get here, and you can stay till around 2 or 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah, it's a pretty good cruise from Birmingham.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly how long it took me last time I went through Quincy. I believe it was 8 hours. I'm not totally sure.
That probably sounds pretty close, I would imagine.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we got a lot of planning to do and see if it's possible.
And Chuck, I just wanted to let you know, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I just want to let you know that I just got a text, and I'm pretty sure it's from Mindy. The basic schedule is on the website, so
You can find out all the information.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Quincy we went through. We went through Gary, Indiana. So yeah, it might not be as far. It's probably about the same. We'll have to plan it out and see. I'm sure we're not going to try to, do a whole lot of driving in one day and get home late and all that stuff. So we'll just have to. I think my partner's shift starts at like midnight on Sunday night, so we'll have to schedule our days off and all that way ahead of time.
Well, hopefully you can, and hopefully we get you up here and get the opportunity to show you a little Midwest hospitality.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Because it's a great event, and hey, Lyle, just to let you know and let everybody else know, we're kind of making a few changes. We've got, and I just kind of want to run through a few of the changes. I know I put them out on our Facebook page, but as far as the divisions go, we're doing. We've got bass, crappie, and catfish at Mark Twain. At Re-Rig, we're doing bass, crappie, and catfish. Pools 19 and 20, bass and catfish. 21 through 24 is bass and catfish. And then 19 through 24 will be just one division of crappie.
Oh,
so that's one of the changes this year that we're doing. We talked to quite a few of the boaters, and they think that that's probably the best way to do it, because it sounds to me like there's bigger catfish and bigger crappie caught, depending on what pool you're in on the river, and so we want to try to make things a little more even.
Understand. That's pretty cool.
I do have a question from Old Dominion Outfitters here on YouTube. He goes, "Is this all active duty military?"
It's active duty military or veterans.
Okay. And Fat Boy Dan, Great Outdoors, I got in late. Where is this event at?
Quincy, Illinois.
Quincy, Illinois. Okay. I'm just passing the information along.
Well, we appreciate that, Doc.
And if somebody wants to be a boat captain, how do they go about doing this?
They can go to our website and they can register as a volunteer boater. And there's all the information that they need. And anyone who is an hour away from Quincy, we will provide their hotel for them. So
wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's something new that we started doing because we understand that it takes a lot for our boaters to get here, and it's a lot of money to hold those boats here, and for us to expect them to foot their hotel bill, it can be pretty costly, and not to mention it kind of helps those guys and once they want to come then, because that's just one less expense that they got to worry about.
Good deal.
It is. It's way fun. It's hard to explain until you've been there, but the meals, the silent auction is amazing. The table with the stuff on there for the missing soldier, that is just the coolest thing that ever was. It's just pretty neat.
just the way that the whole banquet is set up. You know, we've got the big American flag on the wall, and just the atmosphere. You know, having all those men and women in the same big hall, and being able to go around and talk to them, and you know, it's just it's an amazing experience that Saturday night, but the whole weekend itself is a great experience.
It really is. It really is. And like I say, it's not just about catfishing. You can fish for catfish, or you can fish for crappie or bass, or some of the big names in the crappie and bass industry will be there, along with a lot of the big time catfishermen. You know, there's it's quite a show.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we get a few of the guys from the Eastern Missouri Crappie Club. So, you know, which is great. You know, I know that there's some, you know, some bass clubs that jump in and really help us out, and you know, and then you got your guy who's really not involved with the club, that he just wants to come up and come over and help. You know, so you know, we'll take it. You know, we'll take anybody.
Yeah, like I say, a lot of them guys haven't had a lot of experience fishing or none, so they're just happy to get out. It traditionally has been on beautiful days and beautiful weekends, and I'm telling you, Chuck, you got to come. You got to figure out how to do it, dude. I mean, and I know Doc's working that weekend. It seems like stuff like that always falls on a weekend he works. But
Yeah.
it is
I've always wanted to do it. The one time I got the opportunity to do it here in Ohio, they told me my boat was too long. I couldn't put on the water because they said they had a 23-foot limit, and I had a 24-foot boat. And I said, "Can you make an exception?" They said, "No, sorry, can't." Oh man,
that's something that's gone by the wayside now, because there was some monster boats out there last year for sure.
Well, I can't imagine having a boat limit. I mean, as far as lengthwise, you know, having a limit on how long it can be.
Buckeye State is a little strange on a few things.
Oh man! Well, you know, it is what it is, but you know, there's several of these events held throughout the country, but like I say, we've been going to this one for 4 years, and it's way too much fun to pass up an opportunity for it, and guys like Chuck and Tony that give their time for all the rest of it is so important for us, that they get to be there, so we can give back to them just a little bit of what they give for all of us.
That's what it's all about for us.
Absolutely. You got anything else for him, Chuck?
No, that's about it. I was looking over the website. Looks like it's got about everything we need to start planning with. So,
yep.
Yeah, and once you get into the registration part, Chuck, it'll ask you certain questions, and we do require some kind of military ID or a DD-214. We have to do those kind of things because we've kind of been burnt in the past, where we've had people act as military just so they get a free weekend or whatever. So last year we started requiring a DD-214 or some kind of proof of military service, and you know, that's one thing that just irks me, because I hate like heck, you know, asking a guy who served, you know, many years, or you know, whatever, for a DD-214 just so we can come fish in our tournament. But it's just something we have to do now.
Yeah, you got to do it, man. It's really getting bad. You know, we call it stolen valor, and you know, a lot of people try to get what they can for free, and it's sad that they do it. But you know, some people do anything for a little bit of attention or get something for free. So yeah, it sucks that, you know, you got to check everybody, but I would rather that happen than somebody slip in there and get something they don't deserve.
Well, and you know, the thing is too, is that if it happened too much, then we may have to do away with the tournament. You know, I mean, if it were to get out of hand, and that's something that we don't want to happen.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's right.
Because then I wouldn't get to see Lyle every year.
Well, I'm pretty excited, Randall. You know, you and I talked about this last year, but we're going to come up there and do a live Catfish Weekly show from the convention center, and I'm really wound up about that. And I'll be more wound up about it. You know, I know Doc's not going to be there, but if Chuck and Tony can make it, then it'll be that much better that we actually have a hero on the show with us asking other heroes questions about things that I know nothing about. The only thing I know is that they give so much for us that we should give a little back, and Chuck's been through some of that, so having him there would be a great asset. But I think it'll be an outstanding show, and we'll probably do that Saturday afternoon until time for the event, evening event to take place. And I can't imagine some of the big time fishermen that'll be there. I'm looking forward to Joe Lucky and Jerry Klein. I know they'll be there, and so many of the others that I'm familiar with, but even to get to visit with some of the bass and crappie guys. And you know, every night we're outside at the parking lot at the motels and we're carrying on and talking about stuff. But when you get them on that show, then they can show their appreciation as well to what we got going on. And I'm really wound up about that.
Yeah, that'll be a nice addition to the weekend, is being able to have you come up and put that show on for us. So I'm looking forward to that also. So,
well, we get up there and get everything set up and get it figured out and down pat. We'll start rolling on that, and there'll be plenty of guys there that we'll get to visit with, and it'll be a lot of fun. And you know, some of them boys, they have a little bit too much fun, but I don't begrudge them that at all, because they've earned everything that they get. That's no doubt about it.
That's right. So, but hey, Chuck, I want to thank you for your service to the country. We greatly appreciate it. And Doc, I'm not sure if you served or not.
No, I didn't get a chance to. So,
but you know, Chuck, we really appreciate the service that you provided for the country. So just want to say thank you.
Oh, anytime. I'd do it all over again if I was healthy enough.
That's awesome. Doc, have you got anything that you need to visit with Randall about the season?
Oh, yeah, I got some questions on YouTube. You guys are going to like this.
Okay.
All right, from Dirty Ore Catfishing, he says, this guy has a radio voice. What kind of headset is that? Clearest audio, and I have heard on this show. So
it is.
Somebody's wanting to know what kind of audio you got there.
I'll be honest with you. I work with a guy that is into gaming, and I'm not into gaming. I don't have any of this stuff. But this is a PX21. I believe it's an Enforce PX21. I think it says.
Wow.
It's a gaming headset. So that's what it is, though. And as far as the radio voice, I don't know about that.
Well,
amazing.
There's plenty. Yeah, everybody's saying it's crystal clear, and it is. It is really crystal clear.
I have the face for a radio, though.
Well, with all the stuff that you do, it wouldn't matter one way or the other, but it's not that bad. I mean, hell, you could be Doc and I's agency and tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm the one that has a radio voice. You don't want to be looking at my face, that's for sure. Chris Cordia says I'm planning on being there. Thanks to the servicemen.
That's great. Chris would be a lot of fun to be in a boat with. I've fished a lot with Chris, and if I remember correctly, Chris and J.D. Richardson are the ones that told us about this event years ago. And he'll bring his Sea Arc up there. I don't know if he's going to be fishing with J.D. or not, but those two guys are a blast. Anybody be proud to be in the boat with them.
No, I tell you what, that's one thing that I wish I could do, and that's meet a lot more of our, not only our warriors, but our boaters too, and try to get on a first name basis. But I'll tell you what, that's one of the hardest things when you're so busy that weekend, is to get to know these guys a little bit better. So, but Chris, thank you for coming up and fishing with us.
Chris is an outstanding guy. He's a great family man, and I know that his buddy JD, they worked together for years and years. JD's a great big old boy, and him, like Chuck, has spent his time in the military. I believe he was a medic, if I remember correctly. But they're so much fun to be around, and we'll have a blast when they arrive. I promise you.
Yeah.
Doc's met him, so he understands.
Yeah. We've always had a good time when we went to Cumberland City. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Absolutely was, and we always had a great time. So when is the deadline to where you have to be signed up so we know how many boaters and stuff that there's going to need?
Well, our registration opened on February 1st, and we are closing it May 15th. Now, this is something new too, Lyle, and just to let everybody know that May 15th comes and goes. That's it. You know, anybody who registers as far as a warrior after that point will go on a waiting list. And as long as we have enough, you know, we'll take boaters. You know, we got to try to fill up those the warriors that we have between February 1st and May 15th. So, but you know, the things that are going to be different is we're not going to do a check-in at the banquet. There will be no check-in at the banquet. We're hoping that when you walk into that banquet, the boater and the warrior's names will be on a board, and everyone will know who they're fishing with as soon as they walk in.
That's neat that you're going to have a board up front. Tony Myers would like to know what the date of that tournament is. He must not have been on at the beginning of the show, Randall.
June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's always the first weekend in June. And of course, that second is the Friday night, and the fourth is the Sunday.
And the tournament starts at 6 or 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 6 a.m. on that Sunday.
6 a.m. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not only reading this stuff, I'm making notes to myself so I don't forget. Because if I don't write it down, I will forget.
Well, you know what? That's sometimes I carry around a pad, you know, because I got to write everything down because, you know,
Yeah.
I always know it's the first weekend in June. That's
Right.
a guaranteed. It's always the first weekend in June. It's just sometimes those dates is, you know, the number dates always get me though sometimes.
Well, we sure had a good time up there last year, and I know a lot of guys did. And there's some guys that's been coming up there for a lot of years doing this, soldiers as well as boaters.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm sure we've got quite a few people who, you know, this will be our 7th year. That, you know, they've come every year, you know. So I know we've got a group of Peoria Marines that their group just keeps getting bigger every year. You know,
them boys from Peoria, that Marine group, they come down to have a good time, and they have a good time.
well, there's nothing shy of nothing but partying going on with that group, and you know what? Probably they're some of the best guys too. You know,
Absolutely.
They'll sit there and they'll hold a conversation with you, and
Yep.
they thoroughly enjoy themselves that weekend, and that's what we want. We want to see everybody.
right.
We want to see everybody enjoy themselves. So
Absolutely. Tony Myers said thank you for the date information. He will be entering his boat to help out. Thank you so much, Tony.
thank you, Tony. We greatly appreciate it.
It's always seems to me, Randall, that whenever we get ready for this event, that at the last minute, we're always looking for more boats. The Warriors, they find their way into the tournament, and every year it seems like we can always use more boaters and more boaters and more boaters. So I would like to encourage everybody that's interested in this event to get your name in and get entered, get registered up, and go to the Catfishing for Freedom Quincy website and get it done, because it's so important that they know you're going to be there to be able to take a guy out. Or if you have a large boat like Doc was talking about and they're running shy, maybe you could possibly take 2 out. I don't know how that.
Yeah, and
worked
that's
out
sometimes
last
we'll
year.
do that.
Right. And we need that. We need to make sure that every one of these guys that sign up can go. You know, they want to go. A lot of them are traveling long distances to be at this event, and I'm not sure how much they care about whether they catch a giant fish or not. I think they just want to go out riding a boat, and if they catch a fish, it's great. But like I say, we had Joe last year, and the best I remember, he told me he had never fished before, and I know he hadn't caught any fish, and we put him on a couple of decent fish. There wasn't anything great, but he had a great time, and we really had a good time with him. And that's the reason why we do this, and that's the reason why the event is so special for everybody that's involved.
Most definitely. You know, we do have we have boaters. I think I don't know. It was over 7 states last year. We had boaters from. You know, and you know, without the boaters, we can't do this. You know, we can't have this tournament and provide this weekend. And so they're very important. You know, and you're right. It does always seem like we're falling, but we kind of fall behind with boaters. You know, as the closer we get, but somehow we magically pull that together. And our motto, you know, everybody's got a motto. Our motto is no one left on the bank.
That's awesome.
You know, so we want to try to make sure that we get everybody out there on that water that wants to be out there. You know, that can.
I know. I believe it was the first or second year that we attended that event. We was talking about it online and maybe during the show. And Jack Height and his wife drove all the way in from way out in Indiana and come over and fished it. I don't know. I'm sure it's a work-related thing because Jack had such a good time. Jack and Tara did. They come over, and he still had his Cherokee boat at the time, and we didn't get to talk to him. You know, everybody's got so many things going on, and he caught me going through the weigh-in line and visited with him for just a little bit as we went through the weigh-in line. But they come all that way, and I know there's guys that come up every year from Arkansas and Oklahoma and just everywhere. And a lot of them I'm familiar with, and some of them I'm not, especially if they're not in the catfishing industry. But I'm trying to think of the guys, Bob Woodward and Larry. They do an outdoor show out of Troy, Missouri. I can't think of the name of the show or them either one, but they come up and fish about every year and do really well. They take guys over to March Twain and take them bass, crappie fishing and stuff, and they just have a really good time. But
that's the Heartland guys.
That's the Heartland guys. You're correct, Chuck.
Yeah, that's
Heartland Outdoors.
Yeah, I've seen the. I've got them all recorded. I watch them on my DVR.
Yep, we was fortunate enough a couple years ago to do a show with a young lady that lost her father to cancer. That was a career military guy, and the gentleman that Lyle Atkinson that we took out, he donated his trip to this gentleman, which was his friend, to her daughter in his honor, and we was so proud to take that little lady out. And I understood that she didn't know anything about fishing or boating, and that was not the case. The little girl knew about boats and she knew how to fish, and it was really special. My buddy John Nordyke, he put Lyle in his boat so we could film the event out of his boat. Of course, we had cameras too, but it was really rough weather that day. We had some storms and different things, and we didn't do very good, but we had a great time with her. And Lyle Atkinson is one of the finest gentlemen that you could ever be in a boat with. I mean, he's just top notch, and he does some video work for an outdoor show, and we're so proud to have him for 2 years in a row.
Yep.
And I know you know who he is.
Me? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they don't get very much better than him, and we look forward to seeing him. I hope he can make it. I haven't heard if he's going to be there this year or not, but I hope he can make it. And I know he got transferred out east someplace, and I believe he told me he's now a drill instructor. So
yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't heard if he's going to be back or not. So
well. Even I surely want to see him if he's there, and if he's watching the show tonight, please look us up, because we'd be very happy to visit with you for a little bit if you make it over there. I'm trying to think of anything else, Randall, that we need to go over tonight. I'd like to get as much information in about this as we can.
Old Dominion Outfitters is asking, what size boat are y'all looking for?
Over 17 feet. They're 17 feet over. Okay. Is the minimum. And as far as I know, we don't have a maximum.
No, not anymore. If there is, there'd been a lot of us out last
Yeah.
year. Wouldn't have been able to do it. You know, a lot of the local guys from out there in Quincy area show up. Shoot, my brain just went dead. But a lot of those guys that are local, Mark Farrell fishes that last year. We had a good time. Him and I'm not sure who he fished with. Joe Lucky and Jerry Klein's over there,
Mhm.
and Ron and John King fish that. Buddy Weisenberger fishes that event every year. And you know, there's something we forgot about here, Randall. You guys have a little lady that puts in an all-out effort every year. That's so good. Her name is Mindy. I'm not sure what her last name is. I understand that she has some issues this year where she's not going to be doing quite as much. I visited her on the phone the other day. She probably does as much hard work and makes sure everything does as anybody I know of to make that event as smooth as it is.
Yeah, she'll actually be kind of helping this year. She's actually going to train 2 other young ladies that'll be doing the registration. But she is going to have another set of legs to be chasing around before too long.
That's what she told me.
So you know, that's pretty exciting for her and her husband Cody. So you know, and she's a very valuable person to Fishing for Freedom. Because sometimes she's kind of the glue that holds us all together.
Well, one thing you could always count on with Mindy, if you had a question and nobody knew the answer, she knew it.
Oh yeah.
Any question, no matter what it was, she had the right answer for you. And she's just a really fine lady, and hope she gets this baby deal all taken care of and gets up there, because we're all anxious to see her, because there'll be questions that somebody can't answer. And I know she'll have those answers.
And she'll be around. She just might not be around every day. That you know, but you never know. You never know. She corrected me on the itinerary for the website. She texted me, and that's who that was. So
you know. I'm saying, she's the answer lady. She knows all the answers, and she's always there and always smiling, always happy. And then you guys, I wouldn't say you couldn't do it without her, but it'd be a lot harder if she wasn't there.
Well, yeah, you're right. You know, and her and we've had many talks. You know, because you know sometimes this gets to you. You know, putting this many hours and working on a project like this, and like I said, you know, we all kind of keep each other together. You know, we got a great group of board members and volunteers that work tightly with us, and it's a good group.
Well, one of the things that people don't understand, most of all these events are volunteer stuff. There's, you know, there's a lot of stuff that people donate as far as prizes and gifts and different things. But most all of the stuff that's done as far as legwork and labor is all volunteer stuff, just to make this an event like it is. And that's pretty outstanding that you can make it run so smooth and have such a big thing going. And I'm telling you, the food is outstanding. And believe me, if there's good food around, this old boy knows where it's at.
Well, I tell you what, you know, between Friday night, I would venture to say that Friday night and then down at the park on Sunday is probably some of the best food that you're going to eat.
Absolutely.
You know, Friday night, that fish, oh my goodness, that is some of the best fish. You know,
it was really good,
and a lot of that comes from a lot of our guys, our local fishermen, and that you know, they go out and fish, and they go out specifically just to fish for that, and bring it in, and you know, so I mean, it's awesome. You know, it's having those guys go out and get that fresh fish and bring it in, and Jim has a crew, and Andy Sanders has a crew. They have a crew that fries all that up, and they do a great job. So.
Well, all them Sanders boys work their tails off, every one of them, for this event. You know, and I don't know them all, but I know of most of them. And Glenn, I don't know how much involvement Glenn has in it now, but he's been involved with it for many, many years, and he has really put out the effort to try to make this what it is. And Jeremy always calls me and says, "Hey, are you going to be at this event?" and he usually is. Even if he has to stop some family stuff, he always seems to find time to take out a warrior. And all them Sanders boys, it's a big deal for them, and they make a huge effort to make it happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm good buddies with Andy, which is Glenn's brother. And I don't know if you ever got the opportunity to meet Andy, but he's usually the guy that is taking care of the fish on weigh-in, just off the main platform there. He takes care of the fish when they come over to him. But him and I are pretty good buddies. We're hunting buddies, and all those Sanders guys, they're all great guys, and they do just about anything for you. Jim Gale's another one. He'd bend over backwards to help you out. So that's what makes it special for all of us to stick together and to make sure that this event goes off without a hitch.
100%.
It's just, even Jim's boy Jordan, which Mindy is that's Jim. Yeah, that's Mindy's dad. So, and Jordan's dad is Jim. So, but it's a good core group of people that. I couldn't imagine doing it with anyone other than these people that I'm on the board with and volunteer with.
That's absolutely correct. A good friend of mine, Ron Workman, who is no longer with us, traveled over from Indiana to fish a Jack and Jill tournament a few years ago, and he hit a sunken buoy and ripped a hole underneath of his Lund boat. And Andy was right there when I was looking for him and couldn't find him. Doc was over there, and we was trying to figure out where old Ron was at. And Andy had a trailer backed in, so when we found him, we run him up there and run this old Lund up on that trailer and made sure that they got everything done to get in. And that's the kind of people that we're dealing with. He's not going to let anything happen to anybody, and the whole group's like that.
Well, and that's one thing that we try to do for those boaters, because sometimes that's their livelihood. That's I've met guys who love their boat more than they do their wife, maybe sometimes. And so I understand that those boats are very important and they're costly. So if something goes wrong, we want to be there to help them. We want to try to make sure that we help them as much as we can, because they're volunteering, they're putting their boat out there, and it's costing them money to run that gas. And we want to make sure that we're there to help them and anything that we can do.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the boats don't run for free, but it don't cost that much for the good time that you're going to have. It's worth every penny.
Well, right. the memories that the boaters create, that's the best part of all.
I don't remember the very first gentleman that we took out. Cindy was down and not doing too good. She had a knee operation, and took her brother with us, and we took a gentleman out. And we didn't have a very good day. He had a good time, but we didn't catch any fish. But I remember every one of them since then, and it's just been outstanding event, and we're so happy to be a part of it. I know Cindy looks forward to it. The way she's been taking care of me the last couple of days, she might not be quite as looking forward to it after babysitting me as she would have been up to that point. But for the most part, we really get wound up about getting up there and making sure everything's good to go. And I'll tell you, we work as hard trying to find fish for these guys for this tournament as we do any tournament we go to. In fact, we may try harder to put them on fish.
Yeah, that's one thing that I always hear from guys, especially the guys who aren't from around this area. They're always like, "Hey, where's the honey holes?" and think, and I'm like, you know what? You're talking to the wrong guy.
Yep.
I don't do a lot of fishing on the river or even down at Mark Twain. So I last time I was fishing was probably about 20 years ago with my dad. But
I tell them where bait's at. I tell them where fish is at. Now, whether they go to them places, I can't help that. But if they ask me and I know, I'll tell them. If I don't know, I'll tell them that too. But, it's all about helping these guys have a great day, and that's what we all want to do.
Yep, that's exactly right. So,
all right, Randall. Well, listen, if you could go over to where they can find all this information so where we make sure that we can get as many people involved as we can. And folks, if you're listening to this show or you're watching it on YouTube after this show is done live and put up, please, if there's any question about being part of this event to take some of these guys out, get on this website, get a hold of these people and get listed up as a boater. You will thank yourself a million times for doing it.
Well, I tell you what, they can get a lot of the information off of our website, which is www.fishingforfreedomquincy.com. and Quincy is Quincy. And for everybody listening, make sure to like us on Facebook. We've got our Fishing for Freedom Quincy Facebook page. We have a Twitter, and I try to do Twitter too, but trying to keep up with all that social media. And I'm not. I wish I could give my Twitter account to my kids, because they seem to be really well doing. They do Twitter really well. I'm not much of a Twitter guy, so but every once in a while I post it on Twitter too. So
it's an outstanding event, and like I said earlier, it will be the most rewarding thing you do, catfishing or bass fishing or crappie fishing all year long. It's just a great time, and if you even consider it, you need to make sure that you're available and get signed up.
Well, and the only thing I can say is that if you're thinking about it, come do it 1 year.
You'll be hooked.
Yep.
You'll be hooked. You'll go back every year.
And then we'll see you every year after that. So
that's exactly right.
Because it's very rewarding for boaters, and it's a great time.
It sure is. Listen, Randall, thank you so much for spending your time with us. If there's anything that we can do to help you, please don't hesitate to let me know. If there's anything you need to post it up that we can share to the fishing community, put it on our Catfish Weekly Facebook page. There's a lot of people that watch that.
Okay, well, we greatly appreciate it, and thanks for having me on. Doc and Chuck, thank you guys. Greatly appreciate it. And Lyle, tell Cindy I said hi, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Randall.
Thank you again.
See you later, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Boys, I'm telling you, if you get a chance, you need to make sure you can make this event. It's so much fun, and these guys appreciate the fact that we show up there, and we're not doing anything. We're not going to be doing probably someplace anyhow, other than the fact that having one of them in the boat with us, and maybe two of them in it, it's a lot of fun, and it's very, very entertaining, and good food, good friends to be around. You might not see these guys again the next year. They'll come back up, say, "Hey, how you doing? Remember me? I was the guy you took out last year." So it's a very worthwhile deal, and we enjoy it very much.
Good deal.
Chuck, what do you got for winding things up for this evening?
Well, I don't have anything tonight, Lyle.
Don't have anything? Well, all right. Well, good deal.
Sure don't.
No tournaments down in Alabama, huh?
No, I want to try to make that one Cad's putting on this weekend, but it'll probably be a last minute thing if I do. But it'll be worth the drive up there if I can get up there.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you get to make it. You've been working a lot, and then you need to break from that. And if you do, good luck, my friend. I hope you tear them up.
Oh yeah, I'd love to have one of them plaques.
Yeah, good luck.
Garrett, that beats the money every time, don't it?
Oh yeah.
Doc, I hope that you have some stuff to share with us tonight, and I know you got a tip for us.
Yeah, I can share this head cold that I've got.
You just keep that baby over there all to yourself.
Yeah, that thing is driving me crazy. All right, for Doc's tip tonight, and this is something that a lot of people keep forgetting about, but your FOBs for your trolling motors. These things have a small battery inside, and you don't want to get caught out there on the water with a dead battery in one of these. My suggestion is every couple of years, 2-3 years, just put a brand new battery in it. Mine takes this size right here, and I've got 2 FOBs that runs my trolling motor, and this is the first time I'm going to change them out. I haven't been having any trouble, and I don't really know how long they last, but I've had my trolling motor 5-6 years, so I decided I need to change these. So I'd say every 3 years, change it out just to make sure that you're good to go. And that's Doc's tip for the night.
That's a great tip, Doc. We keep spare ones in the boat, but if you change it out, you don't have to worry about it versus trying to find that thing in the boat.
Yeah.
Forgot where you put it. That's what would always happen to us. But we do try to keep them extra ones in the boat, and that's a great tip. Everybody needs to try to remember to do that. I have results from Jerry Dillard. Sent me the results to the CTCT Lake Waco tournament this past Saturday, and we want to congratulate Michael Houston and Larry Johnson on a first place finish with 28.94 pounds. Second place to James Tucker and Mike Wilcox with 26.82 pounds. Third place and Big Fish went to Duke Pickett and Levi Pickett with 25.8 pounds and a Big Fish of 10.74 pounds. And their next tournament will be on Lake Limestone on February the 25th. So thanks for sending that information to us, Jerry. I'm assuming that was basically a Channel Cat tournament. It may not have been, but there's some pretty close weights for them top three.
Yeah,
so
really is.
That's sounds like they're having a good time. But them guys down in Texas might have a little warmer weather than what we're having up here. The end result is they're getting the fish and they're catching fish and they're going to these tournaments, and them guys are working really hard to make that tournament scene to work out the way it's doing down in Texas. So good luck down there, fellas, and keep it going. That's all I have for tonight. I would like to thank everybody for all the messages and emails and posts you guys made about me having this little surgery on my shoulder. And well, I say little, it's to me, it was quite the deal. For most people, it may not be, but I'm a big old candy ass. But anyhow, thank you guys. You really don't know how much it means to somebody that's having issues when they come in here and you can't type, you can't really do anything, and you read all them comments and stuff. It means so much to everybody. So thanks for that. And
I got one other thing, Lyle. Hang on a minute.
All righty.
Bink's having surgery this week, so everybody keep Bink and Janet in your prayers. I know he's going to whip this thing, so that's going to happen this week. And next Monday night, I'll probably inform everybody how things went for him. So
that'd be great.
Keep him in your prayers.
Absolutely. You want to make sure that you keep Bink in your prayers, and he's got this thing under control. I talked to him the other day. He's doing really good, and I know Doc talks to him pretty much every day. And we want to make sure that he's got all the support that we can give him. So send him a note, holler at him online, do something. I know he gets a lot of messages from people, and he's tired a lot, but he's going to get this thing knocked out and he'll be good to go. So next week, I believe Steve Douglas is supposed to join us on the show, and we'll have the final wrap up before the 2017 Catfish Conference. It's going to be a major deal down there. Going to be a blast. Can't wait to get down there and see everybody. So any changes or additions or any new informations we'll get from Steve, and we'll get him on here and get that wrapped up, and we'll get ready to go down there and have a blast when we get to the conference, and it'll be a great time. So for Doc Lang and Chuck Davison, Lyle Stokes, thanks for watching Catfish Week. We'll see you next Monday night at 7 Central.